Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. This is the weekly landscape update video I do for this house I moved into in Raleigh, North Carolina, Zone 7B in the late fall or early winter. And I've been progressing every week through a landscape job. I've started here in the backyard. There's a playlist on my channel called New House, and if you wanted to go back through and catch up, you could, and know where this has been and where it's heading. There was pretty good progress made on the house this week. The main thing is, I would say that it's the porch project and the siding on the back of the house. We're at, I would say, 90% complete at this point. There's still some painting that needs to be done. It may not show up in the these little video clips, and some painting that needs to be done. The back door has 9 layers of paint on it. I've got to scrape the back door off and paint the back door, and so there's still some more things to do here. From this project on the house, the next house project is going to be to take the aluminum siding off the rest of the house and put the hardy plank on the rest of it and get the color, the same all the way around the house. Right now, the back of the house is blue and the rest of the house is green, and so that'll be my next step. I don't know if that's a week or 2 or 3 from now. I have no idea. There's still some projects on the inside that need to be done as well. The air unit back here, I'm about to put some sort of screen around. I'm going to build some sort of screening around it that I can put a vine or something on. You guys will see that very soon. I've got the some of the perennials and annuals out off of the light rack inside, and have potted them into small containers outside. And they're still mobile. We could still get a frost here, but I wanted to get them out of the house because they're finished and they're better off out here in the sunlight. If I'm going to get some sort of frost, if it's going to be minor, I can just put a cover over those pots. If it's going to be a freeze of some kind, all those pots are going to have to come into my kitchen or something like that. But I'll deal with that if that was to actually happen. But for now, they're outside. It frees up the light rack. I can start some new seeding projects for the spring. But I have a ton of stuff over here. I will go through all of the perennials and annuals that I've planted out here in next week's video, because that's 170 pots, and I probably have that many more again to add to it, and it just makes sense to go over it all at the same time. I'll show you everything I've seeded for the spring. All of that stuff cannot be planted out here. I'm going to give some of it away to neighbors once I root them out a little bit into slightly larger containers. What else got done? I tilled the garden space over here, and I don't till the ground very often. You won't see me break the tiller out very often, but when this initial job over here of putting this vegetable garden in the first time, I wanted to incorporate that compost. But really the main reason I'm tilling over there is I've got some wild onions and some violets and some really kind of nasty weeds over there that are easy just to pop out of the ground with the tiller right now and dispose of. And then I can start fresh. I'm going to put that soil cube compost over the top of where I just tilled that, and then plant my tomatoes, peppers, warm season vegetables here very soon. Let's see, what else did I get accomplished this week? I've got the fence, the little fence for the peas in the garden over here. The lettuce and all the greens are looking fantastic, but those peas need something to climb on. Probably should have done it a week or so ago, just hadn't gotten around to it. I've capped off the bags over there with the potatoes in them, and so the bags are full, and you can see how vigorous the potatoes are. They've just absolutely gone wild, so hopefully we'll see. It'll be maybe 8 weeks before I harvest those. We'll see what we've got in those bags. I mowed the grass down and overseeded it with fescue. Again, those of you who've been watching these videos know that this is not going to be lawn here, and but in the meantime it might as well look good, so I've overseeded that. It's starting to rain as I'm talking right now. I planted that Viburnum opulus over there with the white flowers. The leaf texture should look great with the podocarpus that's behind it and the Alyssium that's behind it as well, and those red and white flowers together between the Alyssium and the Viburnum look great. I planted another cast iron plant back here called Milky Way. I got that at Pender Nursery. I did that Pender Nursery tour video maybe last Friday, and I picked that beautiful cast iron plant, Aspidistra, there. I'm going to plant this Miss Lemon Abelia here in this space to add some gold foliage. big project this coming week, and so hopefully next Wednesday's video is going to be pretty big, because this metal building over here is coming out. I'm going to get these limbs and everything cut back to the property line finally, and clean up this back corner and get it ready to build a greenhouse. And so, you know, this ugly backdrop I have with the vines and limbs hanging over and everything, it's still going to be a woodland back there. I can't do anything about that, but I can at least get this cut back to the property line, create some more sunlight back here, and get ready for that greenhouse. I'm still going to have this temporary fence back here for a little while, and then eventually a 6-foot fence with horizontal slats is going in there. If you followed along, you know, that's coming, but it's probably going to be summer before I get to that. But this should make a huge difference. This difference here, this is probably one of those things I've been waiting to get to for a while. I'm going to also finish the painting on this shed this week. So this back line is what I'm going to be concentrating on for next week's video. I have a bunch of plants coming from plantsbymail.com this week, and those things will be added to the yard as well. One beautiful thing that's happened is, with all this construction done, a lot of that construction debris now will be cleaned up, and I can start planting near the house. There's nothing, no part of this project has been done that way yet. So you guys will get to see how I transform it back toward the house as well. So it's moving forward. Thank you very much for following along on these weekly landscape updates. I think I moved it forward pretty good this week. Not a lot of things that you can see, that visually make it majorly different. This next week will, though. When that shed is gone out of that corner and all these greenhouse parts are stored away behind this building and all that stuff's cut back to the line back there, I think it's going to make a huge, huge difference. So thanks for following along, like I said, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can follow along with these landscape updates. Thanks for watching.